Greetings everyone. Welcome back to Storytime Recaps. In this video, I'm going to recap one of the films from 2008, If Man. Before we start, I hope your day be filled with sunshine and smile. Enjoy the story. Foshan is a center for Southern Chinese martial arts in the 1930s, with numerous schools actively seeking new students and engaging in rivalry. The most accomplished fighter in Foshan is the Wing Chun master IP Man, but he is modest and stays out of the spotlight. Gains recognition for his abilities through cordial, behind-closed-door competitions with other experts. One day, Yuan, a neighborhood troublemaker, loses his kite, which ends up in the backyard tree of the IP family. Yuan sees IP defeat fellow Kung Fu master Liu in a sparring bout while retrieving it. IP and Liu had made a deal that the outcome would stay a secret, but Yuan tells everyone in town about it, unintentionally making Liu look bad. As he tries to set up a rematch between Liu and IP, Yuan's brother Lin, a restaurant owner and Liu disciple, publicly shames Yuan, and Yuan flees his house. But his wife frequently feels jealous of the time he devotes to practicing martial arts and talking about them with friends and co-workers. IP Man's reputation is further cemented when he defeats Jin Shanzao, a violent, impolite, and extremely proficient Northern Chinese martial arts master, preserving the pride of fellow Southern stylists and other Foshan residents. Despite not being a professional martial artist, he doesn't see the need to take on any followers because he is a self-sufficient, affluent guy. Instead, he spends his days practicing, hanging out with friends, and spending quality time with his family. Everyone's life in Foshan is negatively impacted by the Japanese invasion in 1937. The Japanese claim IP Man House and use it as their Foshan headquarters. IP Man and his family are forced to live into a run-down house after losing their fortune. In 1938, IP and Lin, who had been unable to locate their brother and was hoping to make amends, worked together at a coal mine after IP runs out of valuables to sell for food. Li Zhao, a former police officer who is currently a Japanese interpreter, comes to the mine to find fighters. IP says no, but Lin says she'll take part. A karate expert, Japanese General Miura creates a ring where Chinese fighters square off against his enlistees. For each game they win, the Chinese receive a bag of rice. Lin engages Miura together with two other fighters, but Miura decisively overcomes them and kills Lin for refusing to give up. But when his friend Lin disappears, he consents to help with the investigation. When IP gets there, Sato, Miura's lieutenant, has executed Lin for taking up a sack of rice from a previous victory after Lin lost to 3 karateka in a second match. He also learns that Lin was slain in a previous altercation. IP, barely able to control his anger, wants a simultaneous match between 10 karateka. He shows no restraint at all as he continues to brutally smash each of them with a bombardment of his martial art mastery, despite not having practiced Wing Chun since the invasion began in order to preserve what little food his family had to survive. Gaining Miura's respect, who begs IP to come back and asks who he is, Li reveals his entire name while IP claims to be just a Chinese man. IP then chastises Li for intentionally endangering his countrymen. Jin Shanzao, a formidable Northern Chinese martial arts expert who previously vanquished every other Foshan master save IP, is currently in charge of a bandit group that targets the employees of a cotton factory owned by IP's close friend Chao Qingchun. Later, IP goes to see his buddy Chao Qingchun. Chao informs IP that his employees are being harassed and threatened with extortion by a bandit gang headed by Jin Shanzao. IP instructs the staff in Wing Chun for defensive self-defense. Miura becomes agitated when IP doesn't come back to the arena and dispatches Sato and a few men to look for him. Then IP notices the lieutenant making a motion toward his wife, so he incapacitates them. The laborers use the skills IP taught them to fight back when the outlaws raid the cotton factory. Midway through the fight, IP shows up to personally handle matters and vanquishes Jin Shanzao, admonishing him not to bother the workers ever again. IP approaches Yuan, tells him about his brother's passing, and gives him Lin's little tin. When a distraught Yuan opens the tin and discovers his kite inside, it inspires him to leave the gang. At the cotton mill, IP is eventually discovered by the Japanese forces. Miura offers IP a life-saving deal if he agrees to teach martial arts to the Japanese soldiers. IP declines and issues a challenge to a fight, which Miura accepts out of respect for martial arts and because turning down the offer would embarrass the Japanese. In the square of Foshin, the match between IP and Miura is open to the public. The two combatants appear to be evenly matched at first, but Miura quickly loses the ability to break through IP's unwavering resistance and is overpowered by his direct and unrelenting strikes. He is unable to protect himself as IP treats him like a wooden dummy, easily beating him and coming out on top. IP notices his wife and child with Chow the factory owner as the defeated general lies down and turns to face the applauding Chinese audience. A fight breaks out between the Japanese soldiers and the Chinese audience as a result of Sato's enraged shot at IP. Li Zhao uses Sato's own gun to assassinate Sato during the altercation. In the midst of the confusion, IP is taken away. With Chao Qingchun's assistance, he manages to escape and reunites with his family in Hong Kong. As the epilogue discloses, IP opens a Wing Chun school there, where Bruce Lee and other pupils come to learn martial arts from him.